Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 17 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 8 plus years of experience in Python environment. So I'm well versed when implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib. Yes. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right? Yes.
Yes, clear.
Fine. Thank you. So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following topics. Why Python? Already we have got many other programming languages, right? Why again Python required? Who can learn Python? Who can learn Python? And how Python was built? How Python was built? See, who can learn Python? See, Python is not a kind of technology which is very recently introduced, right? It was introduced in the year 1989. Why all of a sudden Python has got a great boom? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? And who can learn Python? Anyone can update with Python. There is no prerequisites for learning Python. The Python statements, they look like normal English statements. They're not as complex as other programmings, right? How Python was built? By taking some advantages from one programming, some other advantages from other programming. In this way, from multiple programming languages, it has taken the advantages and it was built. That's why, because of it, we call Python as a hybrid language. What kind of applications are we developing today by using Python? Means Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Python real-time applications. So one by one application, I'll be just demonstrating you where exactly Python is preferred. Python usage, which companies are using Python? Python features as comparison with other programming. You can just check coding wise, length wise, complexity wise, right? How simple the Python statements as compared with other programmings, and reasons why Python is suddenly super popular, right? Especially from the last 4 to 5 years. Python scope and job market. Python scope and job market. What is the job market of Python currently? What is the scope of Python in the coming years? What is the scope of Python in coming years, right? Okay. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's and tomorrow's session, right? Yes. Starting with why Python. Starting with why Python, right? Yes. So I define Python in 5 lines. I define Python in 5 lines. Python is a general purpose programming. It's a general purpose programming. General purpose programming, multi-programming features it has got. High-level language, interpreted language, and user-friendly programming, right? So just I'll be briefing you one by one, right? What is general purpose programming? So before Python, there were some programming languages. If you heard about the languages like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, right? These programming languages, right? Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, all this, right? These are purpose-based languages. These are purpose-based. They are used for a specific purpose, not for all the purposes, right? So like Pascal for complicated mathematical applications, Fortran for scientific applications, COBOL for business applications. Means they are used for a specific purpose, particular purpose, but a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application, such a language we call as general purpose programming language. So Python is such a kind where we can develop any kind of application like web applications automation applications, animation applications, gaming applications, networking applications, embedded applications, desktop applications. In this way, wide varieties of applications we can develop today by using Python. That's why we call it as general purpose programming. It's not for a particular purpose. Any kind of applications we can develop. Even today, Python is mostly preferred or mostly chosen language for implementing different domains in different high-end technologies. So Python is named as the #1 ranked programming language today, right? With diversified number of applications creations, right? Yes. Multi-programming features. For example, I give a labor example for this. Multi-programming, right? If you want to launch a new product, assume that you want to launch a new mobile phone into the market. To attract the customers, what features you want to see within that mobile, right? The features what we see in different other mobiles, everything, right? If we are embedding into a single piece, attracts the customers. In the same way, Python is a kind of programming where we can see the features of different other programming languages within it. What all the programming languages we see in all those features we see in Python. That's why we call it as hybrid language. Python is a hybrid language. High level language. Python is a high level language. So there are two types of languages. Two types of languages. First one, like low level language and high level language. Low level languages and high level languages. Low level languages and high level languages. Low level languages like assembly level language, right? They are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. They are not portable. And they not portable means they cannot be carried. The codes cannot be carried. And machine dependent. Machine dependent means they cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating system. Machine dependent. So low level languages like assembly level or machine level languages, they cannot be, and they are not understandable. They are not portable and machine dependent, that too they cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating systems. Low level languages like Python. Low level languages like Python, right? Yes. They are human understandable. They are portable and machine independent. So high level languages like Python, they are human understandable, they are portable and machine independent. They are human understandable, they are portable and machine independent. They can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. Python language. So we have got the compilation and interpretation. For compilation example, C language. For interpretation example, right, Python. So what do you mean by compilation? Means if you have got some lines of code, If you got some lines of code, the entire code executes at once and displays errors if any. Displays the errors if any, right? In Python, if you got some lines of code, it executes statement by statement, statement by statement. We say like interpretation, line by line execution, which makes debugging easy, right? Yes. Yes. Okay. So if you got error in this line, right, it won't execute the remaining statements in Python. It stops here itself, right? So statement by statement execution, that is interpretation, right? Yes. And user-friendly programming, programmer-friendly programming language, which provides simple syntaxes, which looks like normal English statements. So general purpose, any kind of applications we can develop, multi-programming, all the features what we see, everything you can see in Python. High-level language, human understandable, portable, and machine independent, can run on all the hardwares. Interpreted, line by line execution, and user friendly, right? Now, Python has got multi-programming features, right? And that multi-programming features, what we are going to discuss as part of the course, right? So Python has, right, procedural oriented programming features. It has got procedural oriented programming features. Procedural oriented programming features. Example like C language. It has got procedural oriented programming features like example like C language. It has got object oriented programming features. It has got object oriented programming features. Object oriented programming features, example like C++, Java. Yes, it has got C++, Java, right? Yes. It has got scripting features. It has got scripting. Example, shell script. Example, shell script. Modular programming features. Modular programming. Example like Modular 3. Procedural oriented programming like C language, object oriented programming like C++, Java, scripting features like shell script, modular programming like Modular 3. So if we combine all these programmings, nothing but Python. Because of this multi-programming features, we call Python as a hybrid language. Once again, I say, right, for learning Python, no need of any prerequisites. Don't think that you need to have the knowledge about all these programming. No. As part of this course, we'll be discussing like procedural oriented with Python, object oriented programming with Python, scripting, and modular programming with Python, right? Yes. So two major programming languages you see in the industry, right? Like Python and Java are the two major programming languages which are used for creating enterprise applications. Python and Java, but the Java programmers or developers are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming. Without object-oriented programming, there is no Java application or Java program. But in Python, with object-oriented, without object oriented, with procedural oriented, with modular programming, right? We can develop different types of applications. Okay, but if you see, if you go back like 2010 or 12, so Java is the mostly preferred language with 43% usage in the industry. But in same 2010, nobody knows that there was a programming language like Python. Only 3% used. But 10 years later, 2020, the usage of Java has decreased 19%. The usage of Python has increased to 31%. I'll just open Google and I'll show you some graphs at the end of the session to justify this, right? The usage of different programming languages, right? Scripting, Python has got scripting features. Today, if you go like many automation scripts we are going to write using Python in DevOps environment, in IoT, in robotics, right? We write many automation scripts where Python is the Python has got vast varieties of libraries, right? Yes. And modular programming, Python has got a great boom today because of this modular programming. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python is providing, right? For various environmental domains. Whatever environmental domain you are from, Python is providing models for every environment. Whether you are from networking or testing or data science or big data, any background, not only computers, right? Electronics or civil, right? Even that Python has got modules, thousands of modules, inbuilt modules, where, right? It has got inbuilt functions to perform the operations. If I discuss on this, right? Popularity of modules. For example, for data science, we have got separate modules. Python is providing, right? We have got separate modules. Python is providing, right? Next, even for big data, right? Big data, right? We have got separate modules Python provides. And for networking, separate modules Python, right? Networking separate modules Python has got, right? Yes. And even for testing or for test cases, Python has got separate models for every environment, right? Apart from this, for operating system. For OS kinds of activities, OS, the name of the module itself is OS, operating system. Right. One second. For every database, right, Python is providing a module using which Python can connect with the database, right? Yes. For Oracle, for connecting with Oracle database, Python provides separate module. Like CX underscore Oracle, for MySQL database, PyMySQL, and for SQL Server, PyODBC. Yes, for SQL Server, PyODBC. Apart from, right. Not only for this databases, for every file format for Excel files. It's very simple creating a Excel workbook. By writing Python code, executing the Python code, you can check Excel workbook gets created at the location, whatever you have specified and with whatever name, right? Yes, apart from this Excel files, JSON files, CSV files, comma separated values files, PDF files. For all these separate modules, Python has got for mathematical operation, math module, for statistical operations, for statistics, and for generating graphs. For all this, right, we have got some thousands of models for generating graphs, right? So normal graph, bar graph, histogram, scatter plot, stack plots, pie graph. For all this, right, Python has got separate module like matplotlib. So in this way, thousands of modules Python is providing, right, for different environments. Yes. So even if we talk about this machine learning, deep learning, data science, AI, right, for all this, the prerequisite is Python. So everything, the coding implementation goes in Python. And Python, what kind of applications are we developing using Python? Python real-time applications. Python real-time applications, right? So mostly used in creation of web applications. Lot of web applications are getting developed using Python, using framework like Python framework like Django. So it's the most important framework of Python. The rapid speed, you can develop a web application with very less coding, not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programming language. It has got its own database like SQLite 3. It has got its own application server, right? And apart from this, Python can be used for automation applications using technologies like data science, using technologies like IoT, and using technologies like DevOps, right? We talk about this IoT, Internet of Things. It is a physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, electronics for exchanging data, collecting data, and controlling the things from the place where we are. Right? So electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other, right? So here 90% coding in Python. And apart from this, for data science, everything deals with the data. Data has got experience, data has got future reference. Using data science, we perform data analysis, data predictions, classifications, clusterings, recommendations for all these techniques. So it's a blend of techniques. So the main technique what we see here is ML, machine learning. For all these techniques to implement, we require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming to implement this machine learning, deep learning, AI, all these algorithms, right? Yes. Even in DevOps, Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries where we can write many scripts here within the DevOps environment. And apart from this, in big data, right? In big data environment, where you see like KBs of data, you should have seen MBs of data, GBs of data, terabytes, petabytes, exabytes, zettabytes, etabytes, sotabytes, right? See here, you should have seen TBs, but do you think petabytes, is it getting generated? Petabytes of data, is it getting generated in the correct real world? Means, yes. Talk about the social media like Facebook, like YouTube. What is the data generated by these things? Google, Twitter, Flipkart, Amazon, right? Petabytes of data they are generating, right? Yes. So for that, we have got some big data tools like Hadoop, Spark, especially Spark, right? Very high speed processing, huge data in very huge data processing in quick time. It has got great boom in today's market. So Spark with Python, we call like PySpark. So even that implemented using Python, right? Apart from this, for scientific applications, right, we have got separate module like CP, scientific Python. And apart from this, for numerical analysis, right? Yes, we have got NumPy. And apart from this, like for graphical user interface or for animation applications, we have got TK-Inter. Python has got TK-Inter module. Apart from this, for game development, For developing games, so many games are getting developed using Python. Single user, multi-user online games. Especially for developing games, Python has got a framework called Pygame for developing games in Python. Apart not only Pygame, one more framework like PyCara. And for 3D rendering libraries, for 3D games, we have got like PySoy, right? Apart from this, for scheduling tasks, we have got Airflow Python is providing. And for testing or for test cases, and for software development, right? Most of the software developers, they make use of Python as a support language. For business applications, lot of applications are developed using this Python. Python is one of the best choice for developing e-commerce sites. Apart from this, one of the hottest application of Python, database application, right? Database application where we can connect with any database. Python can connect with any database and perform that operations. Like any database like Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, all this, right? And even for networking, right? Especially for networking, it's providing a separate framework like Twisted Python. And apart from this, for audio and video applications, Python is preferred. So as part of the course, while discussing Django applications, I'll be discussing some audio and video applications also. Already some applications like Tim Player, C Play are some examples of it. And for web scraping, right? Scraping data from different websites, harvesting data or extracting data from different websites like Amazon, Flipkart, right? And for CAD or 3D CAD applications, CAD and 3D CAD for audio video applications, for web scraping, for CAD applications, and for embedded applications, the most famous embedded application, right? Raspberry Pi, which uses Python for its computation. Apart from this, for computer vision, for color detection, face detection, for object detection, right? Yes. And apart from this, for data analysis, and for desktop applications creations, and apart from this, for robotics. Yes, all this, right? Yes. Yes, for all this, right? So these are various applications where Python is preferred. Okay. And okay, these are various applications, right? Where Python is mostly preferred in web applications, automation applications, big data applications, in gaming applications, in database applications, in desktop applications, right? And who are using Python today? Companies using Python and topmost applications built using Python. Topmost applications built using Python. So Google, right? Google using Python for its web search system. Google is one of the best example of Python web application. The Google web crawling is first written in Java. It was too difficult. It was rewritten in Python. YouTube. Python. Okay. YouTube using Python. Right. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Okay, YouTube, right? Okay, YouTube using Python for its video sharing service, right? Okay. Yahoo using Python, Yahoo using Python, Uber pricing algorithm Uber pricing algorithm is implemented using Python. Instagram, right? Instagram. The Instagram, right, is built using Python. The prime reason for Instagram for choosing Python is Python practicality and its hybrid features, right? Apart from this, yes. So some applications like Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, Spotify, they developed using Python. Apart from this, NASA is using Python for its research and development activity, right? Because of this Python hybrid features. And apart from this, right, the topmost OTT platform, right? Netflix using Python for its security, automation, and subscription related things. Yes, apart from this, yes. MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. And Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service. iRobot for military and commercial applications, right? Yes. And for hardware testing purpose, companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all these, they use Python for hardware testing, right? So these are some of those, right, who are using Python, right? Yes. Yes. Next. Uh, reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. First thing is most of the programmers or developers are attracted towards Python and migrating towards Python because of its very less coding, right? Right. And secondly, the Python syntaxes looks very simple. Simple syntaxes given by Python, which looks like normal English statements. And mainly Python is providing the interactive mode. We can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives response. You cannot see this feature in other programmings, right? So at the bottom search panel, type CMD and say enter. And just type Python here. You have installed Python. Later, I'll show you how to download and how to install Python step by step. If you enter Python version, and this 3 arrow symbol you can see. Now you can interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives response. I'm asking Python, what is 3 plus 4? I'm asking what is 12 into 7? Sorry, 12 into 7, right? 23 into 34. X is 10. Y is 5. What is X? What is Y? What is X plus Y? X minus Y, X into Y. X by Y, right? It gives response. X into 2, 10 into 2. X to the power of 2, 10 square, 100. X equal to hello. For each and every statement, it gives response. X into 3, 10 into 3. That is hello for 3 times. X into 5 prints hello for 5 times. X into 10 hello for 10 times. We say quit will come out of it. Means in this way, statement by statement interaction, you cannot see in other programmings, right? Where Python is providing this. Apart from this, multi-programming features, multi-programming, right? Multi-programming features, which looks like normal English statements. And multi-programming, what are the features we see in different other programmings, right? We see in Python, hybrid features, right? And wide varieties of applications. Wide varieties of applications we can develop using Python. And many built-in libraries and modules. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python is providing for different domains, right? So these are the reasons which makes Python super popular. Very less coding, simple syntaxes, thousands of modules, many different applications creations, many programming features, multi-programming features, right? Now I'll just open Google and show you, right? The popular coding language, right? Yes. You can see this, right? It is showing JavaScript 63, HTML 52, Python 49, and SQL. So Python is there and JavaScript, HTML. So as part of the course, if you are going for full stack Python, I'm going to discuss all this, right? As part of this Python course means Python full stack. Along with Python, you'll be getting the knowledge on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL, right? So if you see more results of this most popular coding language, right? So see this output, right? The most popular programming languages, Python stands first. Next comes Java, JavaScript. Python remains the most popular programming, right? Python, next JavaScript. Yes, next observe this most popular programming language used by top 25 unicorn. Python, next Java, JavaScript, C++, C, right, all this. And if you see, if you see the most popular programming language of 2021, Python, number one rank, second Java, JavaScript, C, C++, these things, right? Yes. And if, 1 second. Most in demand programming of 2021 and 22. So this Python, Java, JavaScript. See, so just observe this number of top computer science departments that use language to teach introductory courses. Python, Java, next comes the other things, right? Yes. Observe this graph, right? Python, next this other programming languages, right? See this graph of this. Top 10 most popular programming languages, right? So just see this more observations. So ranking wise also Python is the number one ranked most popular programming languages. Python, next comes Python, JavaScript, Java, right? Yes. And if you see this graph, right, as I said, if you see this graph, mostly used programming, you can see Python 31% used, Java 19%, C++ 9.8, C 6%, right? And even if you see the job openings for Python and the average salaries for Python, you can see this, right? Rank by average salary, Python stands first, next JavaScript and Java. And ranking by volume of job openings, Python and SQL, right? And even if you see that, if you just see this Python jobs, you can just type here Python jobs, right? Yes. Scroll down, right? 18,870 job vacancies in Hyderabad. This is in Hyderabad level, right? Thousands of thousand plus Python developer jobs. Not only this Python jobs, if you update with the Django framework, that is full stack Python full stack, Django framework, even you can go for Django jobs, right? Django applications creations. 18,338 Django jobs on Naukri. 1,000 plus Python Django jobs. Means people who know Django are very less. They might be knowing Python, but people who know Django are very less. And the two who have got command in Django are very, very less, right? Yes. And what is the course content I'll be discussing, right? In brief, in depth. Can compare this course content with any other training sites. We'll be discussing in depth. Python basics, history, applications, features, advantages, versions, flavors, Python operations, modes, batch mode, editors, data types, constants, variables, comments, type conversions, comments in Python, escape sequences, operators in Python, working with different IDEs, integrated development environments. So like PyCharm, PyDev, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Anaconda distributions, Anaconda prompt navigator. In real time, we use all this, right? I'll be showing you how to download, how to install, how to run the code. Flow control statements, looping statements, strings, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, collections, list tuple, sets, dictionaries, list properties, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested lists, list modifications, all this, right? Similarly for tuples, sets, dictionary, functions in Python, different properties, categories, arguments, default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, different types of functions, lambda function, reduce function, filter function, map function, modules in Python, modular programming, different ways of importing, renaming, reloading, package in Python, right? Errors and exceptions, file handling in Python, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, regular expressions, and different types of models related to different domains, like some models related to data science, some related to big data, some related to graphics, some related to database, database access, installation of one database, and working with SQL statements. Yes, date and time, operating system model, advanced concepts, iterator generator, closest decorators, web scraping, graphical programming, working with Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to data science, and models like Pandas model in brief, NumPy, numerical Python in brief, Matplotlib plottings and visualizations in brief, right? So these 30 topics in brief it will be discussed. This for Python core advanced and application oriented models. And people who go for full stack Python full stack. Apart from this Django framework will be covered for those are choosing right. Web frameworks, Django installations, project architecture, applications creations, views, templates, Django admin, models, advanced concepts means nearly 15 to 20 applications I'll be developing, right? So I'll be showing you step by step, right? Using this Django and UI, you'll be getting the knowledge on UI technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Just now I said, right? Popular coding language, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python. All this will be covered, right? So observe this. So Python, Python core, Python advanced, application oriented models. Totally 70 hours I'm spending on this. Takes 2 to 2.5 months. The fee structure is an offer batch just for 5,000, right? Apart from these, people who wants to go for full stack, Python full stack web development, entire Python package. So you'll be given knowledge on web development in brief. That is UI technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, this thing. Apart from this, yes, Django framework. Django framework, 15 to 20 applications creations, right? And apart from this, REST API plus project. So for all this, right, web development, HTML, CSS, Django, REST API project, 60 hours it takes, 2 months. The fees is 7,000, right? So 70 plus 60, 130 hours, 2 months to 4 months for the entire full stack. And the fee structure is 12,000. But if you are taking this entire package and you are paying it once, so you can just pay 10K, right? And what are the offerings from my side, right? First thing, every day you will be getting the session video. The dates every day you'll be getting the recorded video, even if you're absent due to some ill health or because of some office work or because of some office timing, you're unable to attend, you can just go to the video and attend the next session. Classroom notes, class notes will be provided. Assignments and tasks to work with. You need to build your own code. That is how to build the code. And a WhatsApp group will be created for technical discussion. Even if you get any error, and take the snap of it and post in the group. Anybody can answer, I'll be answering it. So this is what the offerings, and this is what the fee structure and the duration. And let me make it clear, right, about the timings. So for the first 1 week to 10 days, it will be it starts at 10 p.m., right? Later it will be at 9 p.m. it starts. So 1 week to 10 days, first 1 week or 10 days, it will be at 10 p.m. it starts it. Later it will be from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., right? So before you go with the payment, the timings, I'm making it clear, right? Yes. Any other queries from your side?
Sir, normal timing would be 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Is it?
Yes. Observe this, right? 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. up to the end of the course. The only for the first 1 week or 10 days, it will be at 10 p.m. Later it will be from, it starts at 9 to 10 up to the end of the course.
Hello, sir. You will provide soft copy notes.
Yes. Soft copy of the notes will be forwarded.
Okay. Thank you.
And even if you are making running notes, it will be better, right? So it's a programming language. Instead of listening and just watching the class, what are the syntaxes, everything. If people from especially non-programming or zero programming, right? Just instead of watching the session, if we can just make notes parallelly. Anyhow, I'll be forwarding, right? Okay. Any other queries? Tomorrow also you can attend the session same time at 10 o'clock using the same link to see more on this, right? Tomorrow I'll be showing you some sample example snippets of Python. I'll take some code and I'll implement that code in multiple programming languages. You can just check how simple the Python statements as compared with other programmings, right?
Hello, sir. This is Sagar. Actually, in my company, there is a requirement with respect to data extraction, text processing, and regular expression with Python. How do I can able to learn? Basically, do I need to go with full stack Python or just core and advanced Python is enough for handling these situations?
Yes. So you are working?
Yeah, I work in this. Yeah.
So you are in, okay. So
But I am at present non-programming domain. but there is a requirement in the programming domain, and they have suggested these few
Yes, yes.
topics.
So if you want to do a project in Python, this Django framework is compulsory. If you want to learn Python, just you want to use in data science or big data, you can learn Python and you can implement. But for doing project in Python, Django is full stack is compulsory.
Okay. But with the help of core and advanced Python, can't I learn for the data extraction or text processing? Can't I handle it?
Yes,
I'm
yes,
just
you can handle it. I'm saying if you want a specific particular projects to be done in Python, right? So if you
Okay.
want is learning only Python, and you can go for a data science environment, big data environment, these environments, you can do those.
Okay. Okay. Mhm.
Hello, sir.
And suppose if we have any doubts, right, do we need to stop you, or do we need to ask at the end of the session?
No. See, today is a demo session. I was speaking most of the time, but normal regular sessions, for every statement I type, you will be responding, right? What is the output of that particular statements? So
Okay. No, in this
whenever you get any doubt, just immediately you can unmute and you can ask that query. Means it's a programming, right? Until if you want to understand this next line, you need to understand the current line.
Yeah, you are correct.
That's what if you are stuck up there, then you can't understand the next all the lines, right? So it's it is an interpretation, line by line execution. Until you understand the current line, next line, everything you won't be understanding. So if you have got some doubt in the session has started, within 10 minutes you got the doubt, you cannot wait up to the next 50 minutes, right? So the next 50 minutes you won't be understanding. So immediately you can either you can type that query in the chat panel, or immediately you can unmute and you can ask the query. I want the sessions to be interactive.
Okay, sure.
Hello, good
Yes.
evening, sir.
Yes.
Sir, if we are doing any machine learning and deep learning projects like glaucoma detection and also visual segmentations like that, so are you going to explain if we have any doubts? Like
Yeah,
deep learning techniques?
no. Already you have got knowledge on that deep learning, machine learning.
Yes, sir.
So machine
I'm
learning. So
doing the work on that.
so so people, for example, as I'm saying, right? One
Yes,
second.
sir.
Let me say. uh, People from different domains, different environments will be updating with Python.
Yes, sir.
People from data science environment, big data environment, from
Image processing.
networking domain, image processing, for DevOps environment, IoT or robotics, all these people will be updating with Python.
Yes,
So
sir.
as part of the course, what I'll be discussing like procedural oriented, object oriented, scripting and modular, how we can be using tomorrow. Means in data science, total coding goes in Python.
Okay.
Total implementation goes, if we talk about this machine learning, deep learning, AI, all this, total coding implementation goes in Python. For that, you need to have the strong fundamentals of Python, strong programming concepts with Python, right? So that is what you'll be getting as part of this course. That's why it's a, for Python, it's not 40 or 45 hours course, right? It's 70 hours course I'm spending. Apart from that, for full stack, again 60 hours. That's the what you'll be getting great confidence by the end of this course with multiple working examples. That's why even for data science environment, so I'm covering some topics here, right? People for,
Okay.
especially for data science, right? Introduction to data science, machine learning, data sets, pandas module in brief, numpy model in brief,
Okay.
and matplotlib model in brief. That's what I'll be discussing there. Yes.
Okay, sir.
You got any queries?
So, if artificial neural networks and convolutional neural networks are also there, na, sir?
That's not part of this, right? That's you need to go for data
Okay.
for those.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
And once you got updated with Python, right? This is the Python is the prerequisites for this data science. After learning Python, generally people go for data science for all these MLDL techniques, right?
Okay, sir.
I have got separate batches for those. I too take batches on this big data environment, Hadoop, Spark, PySpark. Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Fine. Okay. Any other queries, right? Anyone?
Yeah, in today's topic, I have two questions. Sir. Normally, you have mentioned like this Python is a multi-programming language, and we use object-oriented or the module-oriented programming. I just want to have some heads up on this, like how exactly what is meant by procedure. Procedures is syntax.
Yes, Sagar. In the entire course, we'll be discussing this. Procedural oriented, object oriented, scripting, and model. Entire course, the 70 hours, everything deals with that.
Okay.
Yes.
But I'm just
Yes.
saying, as I'm from the non-programming, I
So
just want
yes. No, it's some technical words, right? People from non-programming, they may think what is procedural oriented, what is object oriented, what is scripting, what is modular programming, right? So just that are the features Python supporting. Each feature will be discussing one by, right? With multiple sessions will be taken for those things. So it's if I discuss now, if I define them also, you won't understand.
Okay.
Slowly, step by step, we'll be discussing all those, right? One by one.
And the syllabus will be covered on a daily basis, right? Why? Because I have seen some other institutes, they will be providing these syllabus, but however, overall syllabus will not be covered. I'm just asking whichever the syllabus it was mentioned on the screen, right?
At the end of the course, you can ask me, right? You can just keep this and ask this topic already, right? So just, yes. So that's what I'm saying, right? Not like other batches, other institutes, I'm not keeping like 1.5 months, 40, 45 hours, 70 hours, I'm saying.
Okay, got it. Nice.
It's a 70 hours for Python, I'm spending 70 hours. And also people who go for certifications, right? Who want to do the certifications, how that they'll be testing you with the core concepts, core topics, and how the questions, how your performance is measured, like how are the types of questions. Yes, everything I'll be discussing separately, right? I'll be taking some sessions on that. Means like 2-3 sessions, how for people who go for this.
Okay. No, actually, at present, we have the certification side for Amazon means we have AWS certification for the
Yes. This also for Microsoft certification is available for Python.
Microsoft.
They'll ask, they won't test you with the advanced level, they'll test with your core Python level, right? Yes.
Okay. We can handle it if we attend this core
Yes.
and advanced.
So logic based understanding, right? Is if compulsory if you are working, right? What all we are discussing, what all I'm discussing, right? And what all the assignments and tasks I'm providing, if you're solving it, definitely you can go through that. Yes.
Okay.
And at tomorrow's class, you will see, right, how the statements of Python, right, how simple it looks. So without any programming knowledge also, you can able to understand all the Python statements.
Okay, sir.
Fine, right? Any other queries, right? Anyone? Yes. So if I'm done with your queries, then I'll sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow, same time at 10 o'clock with the same link, right? Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Bye. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.